Hello, my crafty crew. We're making Mother's Day presents. So, as I said, we're going to make Mother's Day presents. I'm going to show you how to make these. A wreath from an old dictionary pages that you made the roses out of, and just a simple cup, saucer, and some small florals. Before I get into showing you what I'm going to make, I have something I want to say. I had a comment from a viewer named Samantha the other day that told me that her 3-year-old little girl goes to bed at night and loves watching my videos and tries to talk to me and carry on a conversation. Her name is Nancy. And I just wanted to say a big hi, Nancy. I'm so glad you like my videos, and I'm so glad. I would love to be able to carry on a conversation with you. You are so sweet, so near and dear, and I love you. I love you so much for that sweetness. So I just had to give a shout out to Nancy. That was the best comment that I had ever gotten in my life, and it touched me. I almost cried. It was so sweet. So Nancy, thank you. Samantha, thank you for giving me that beautiful comment. I really appreciate it. So let's get into making our crafts. So we're going to start this one off by doing a wreath. You will need a wreath form. I'm going to use a poo noodle cut in two. You will need, this came from a dictionary, an old dictionary. I just cut these out, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with those. I'll use an eyeshadow palette, some Q-tips. We'll need a hot glue gun, some wire, and some florals. So let's start this off by, I'm going to show you how I'm going to make these roses. Pretty simple. So what we're going to do is you're going to need to get 4 sheets of dictionary or whatever kind of paper you want to use. It takes 4 sheets per rose. And you're going to fold them. What you need to do is you need to make the top. This is the top of the page. I cut these off even on all sides. So once you do that, you need to fold it. I'm going to do 2 at a time. Fold it like this into a triangle. Then, make sure it's kind of even. You're going to fold it again into a triangle. Like this. Then fold it one more time into a triangle. You're then going to do the other 2 the same way. Triangle, triangle, and triangle. You need to do this 3 times. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pair of scissors, and where the fold is, we're just going to cut like this. Leave the fold. Make sure you don't cut the fold. And use this one as your pattern if you want to. And we're just going to cut a petal pattern. Just like so. Now, what you want to do is you want to cut the tips off. Just the tips. Unfold them. And they will look something like this. Unfold all 4. Now, what we're going to do is on one of these, let's raise you up just a tad. On one, we need to cut off 1 petal. Do not throw away any of these pieces because you're going to need all of them. Just like this. You'll have 1. On the next one, we are going to cut off 2 petals. Two petals. On the third one, we are going to cut off 3 petals. This makes the sizes different, and it goes smaller as it goes up. On the last one, cut it in half. You can use whatever color you want, but I'm going to use a black eyeshadow. I'm going to get a Q-tip. Grab a piece of paper. So won't get it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. You don't have to do this stuff. This is just what I did. I'm going to get some eyeshadow on my Q-tip, and I'm just going to go along the edges to kind of darken it up. I recommend, this is just my preference, getting a book that has yellowed pages. You see that? Now let's do all of these. You will have 2 that have 4 petals, but that doesn't matter. And this is why I'm using a piece of paper. Like I said, you don't have to do this step. You should have 8 pieces. Okay, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do, got my hot glue gun heated up here. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take the one and you are going to roll it. Just like so. This is going to be the center petal. Just like this. Put a little bit of glue. So it will stay. Lay that aside. We want to do the same thing with this one. One with 2 petals, a little bit of glue. Fold it over. Lay that aside. So on and so forth. Until you get all 8 pieces done. Last one. Okay, now they're all done. Now what I'm going to do, you need a dowel, a stick, and we're going to, don't do anything to the one that has 1 petal and the one that has 2. We just lay those aside. Start with the one that has 3. We're going to just wrap the edges around. Be very careful and we're going to kind of make a curl. So they look something like this. Do all 6 of them. Do not do the first 2. You may have to redo these after you get them glued together, but that's not hard to do. Okay, there's that one. Last one. Okay, now we need to get your largest one, lay it down. The second largest one, put a little bit of hot glue. Put a little bit of hot glue right here where the hole is on the back side, just a little, and we're going to press it inside. Make sure you position it where you want it. You want to kind of stagger the petals, just like this. Now, take the next one, do the same. Be careful and don't burn yourself. There's that one. This one. Largest to smallest. Can you see what it's starting to look like now? Then the one petal. And this is what it looks like. Just like this. Now, what I'm going to do, now that that's done, I'm going to take my wreath form. I'm going to take my pool noodle that I have cut in half, and I'm going to take some wire. I'm doing this because I want to give myself something to glue my flowers to. So I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to wire this on. All right, now just form it around. This you don't have to do. I'm just doing this to give myself something to glue my stuff to. And I'm going to be filling it in so the green won't be showing. Ensure it's tight. Okay. Cut me another piece here in just a second. Let me grab this other piece. See how much I'm going to need. Let's cut it right here. Then we can trim it. All right. Okay, let's give this a trim. Perfect. Fits perfect now. Now, I'm going to make me a, might as well go ahead and make a hanger. My wire cutters. Cut it off. There's my hanger. Now, what I'm going to do, I have a basket of those roses already done. So this is going to give me something to glue it to. And I'm going to start gluing my roses. Just like so. Make sure they stick. You may need to trim the backs of some of them. And I'm just going to go all the way around. Be very careful. These old pages are very fragile if you use old pages. These first ones I made, I used regular glue stick, school glue. And I'm having to put a little bit of hot glue on the back sides of these. This one is taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So it looks like this. I'm going to take some Spanish moss. Yeah, Spanish moss. We'll get a little bit messy. And I'm just going to start hot gluing this in. Kind of fill in some spaces to hide the green. This will have some leaves on it. And we can trim it if we need to. The moss, that is. Like I said, I'm just doing this to my preference. You do this to yours. We'll fill in any holes. I'm going to go ahead and finish this one. And this is what it looks like. You may need to trim off some excess. Now, I found these lamb's ear at Walmart. You get 2 bunches for, I think it was $2 and some change. And I'm going to remove the leaves. And I'm just going to glue them in wherever I think there needs to be some leaves. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to put a couple in, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I think I got 3 bunches of these. may give this to my mother for Mother's Day. But I wanted to give it this kind of frosted look. This is what it's starting to look like. I also have a couple of other kinds of greenery that I'm going to use. I found this one at Dollar General, and it's got some purple on it. So I'm going to put a little bit of this in there. Just to give it some extra color. Don't know if you can see that purple or not. So I found these at Joann's. They were $3.99 and they were half off, so they were $2 a bunch. So I'm going to put a little bit of this in there. And that's what it looks like. So there is my wreath. So now I'm going to show you how to do another Mother's Day gift. And this one would be great to use to do with your kids. So I found these yesterday at the thrift store. They were $1 a piece. Now, what I'm going to do is I have a piece of styrofoam that I'm going to put into the cup. You don't have to do this, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hot glue this in. What I'm going to do, this is pretty simple. This is why I said you can do this with your children. I'm going to take these small roses that I have here. I'm going to cut the smaller ones off. And I'm going to hot glue. I'm going to put them inside it. Starting with the smallest ones first. Then we'll build our way up till it starts to look like this. Use all of the leaves that I can because I want it to look like roses. Okay, and this is what it's starting to look like. Now, I'm going to go ahead. I have some greenery. We'll put a little bit of greenery in it. And I'm just going to fill in around this. So it looks like this. Then I'm going to get all these sticks off, all these strings off. I think I will hot glue this. This is the part that you parents will have to do, because I'm sure your kids don't, certain ages don't do hot glue guns. So stick this right in the center. Now, I'm going to take this scrapbook paper that I have, and I have, if I can find it, you've seen me use this piece before. I actually use this in my wall door hanging that I made using my grandmother's lace. It's this one, but on the back it has tags. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find one that I like. This one. I think I will actually cut it round. Got it cut out. So I'm going to take my glue stick. Actually, I think I'll take my hot glue because that doesn't seem to want to have any in it. We'll lay it on my cardstock. And this is a textured cardstock. Have so many glue strings. Now, I am going to cut around this as evenly as I can. Now, we'll get a string. I have this jute string, so I'm going to cut me a piece of this off. I won't need this much, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So, I'm going to hot glue it to the back. Let this dry. These strings off. Let this dry. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to tie it around the handle of the cup. Put a little bit of hot glue so it won't slip. Trim my strings. And there you have it. Very easy to make for your mother for Mother's Day. There is my planter. So I hope you enjoyed these two projects that we made today for Mother's Day. One, very simple that you can use to make with your kids. Another a little bit more complicated that you can make for your mother if your mother is still around or anyone else. So give these a try. They were very, very easy. So don't forget to like, to subscribe, and hit that notification. And share my video. It really, really helps me out to reach more people. Until next time, my crafty crew. Love you guys. Bye.